several memorable moments. I think one of my favorite is at the duet and chamber student concert, where there was just this tremendous energy and where students really supported and cheered for each other during the concert itself. And it's just been such a valuable experience, especially for the youngest pianists, to have the experience of working collaboratively in duets and six-hand and chamber performances, but just to see the students just truly supporting one another, and just the joy, the smile on their faces just was very heartwarming. And I think that's definitely been one of the moments that stood out for me during the festival. Hearing just daily performances by my colleagues, and each concert has been memorable from the point of view of just the truly artistic, the high quality of the performances, and also just being in this wonderful historical town, with all the historical architecture, museums, churches, just be immersed in this atmosphere. That has been definitely, it's like being transported back in time. And it's something that is not something you would experience on a daily basis for sure. Well, as I already mentioned, I think just the setting of the festival itself sets itself apart, just being in a place with such historical kind of significance. But I think another thing I think made this festival quite unique just is the amount of performances opportunities for the students, where we had, in the course of the festival, we have, I think, 4 or 5 events dedicated to student performances. So basically, every student who wanted to participate could perform, and many students performed several times. And I think that makes it, in my experience, very special, just from the amount of experiences that students gain, not just in solo playing, but in performing in duets, in chamber music, and in concertos. And so I think that's definitely something that makes this festival a special one. The students are, no matter what their age, the youngest I've worked with are 11, 12 years old, and then all the way to college level students. They're all eager to learn. They are very curious, and they've been highly responsive, whether in lessons or in master classes. And so in the course of the festival, from their lessons and then in their performances, just the progress they've made, and then the attitudes that they have, the willingness to learn, to be receptive to different viewpoints, I think that's been tremendous. For my student, I think this has been a very positive experience. Obviously, it's nice to win a prize, and it's extremely valuable to be invited back to perform with the orchestra. So that's a tremendous plus of winning this competition. But I think just in terms of his personal and growth, having a period of very intense musical study with a set deadline, and having gone through the semifinal in the regional round, and then after that, having to continue to immerse himself in the repertoire and to just kind of constantly try to take the playing to the next level. I think that's been an extremely valuable progress. And I think just the fact that the student receive comments and feedback from the judges, that in itself is something extremely valuable. And I think just as far as competition in general, I think it's definitely there are pros and cons of competitions, and it really depends on also the individuals, the students themselves. For some, I think competition can be something very motivational and something that can make their playing progress at a faster pace, even because of deadlines that they are given. But for others, that might be something that could put perhaps too much pressure on them. But I think in general, as long as you go into a competition with the right frame of mind, knowing what the expectation is, knowing that the result doesn't mean everything, although it's hard to think about the result, but it's a process of the constant growth that we need to have as a musician.